Welcome to us.
Good morning, everyone. Hello there. My name is Pishipat, and welcome to a special stream here on OSU Live. It's not the World Cup. That starts next week, I believe. Instead, we're here to cover a completely different type of competition, a mapping and storyboarding contest called Triangles.
Welcome to us.
So, Triangles is the theme song for Laser, the song you hear when you boot up the game. It's a song that will be heard by all OSU players for years to come, so it's only fitting that a song this special is paired with a special beat map too. And that's sort of where this contest comes in. Earlier this summer, we launched Triangles, a mapping and storyboarding contest for the Laser theme song with various profile prize badges for different categories. From left to right here, we have the best map based on the mapper judge panel, the best storyboard based on the storyboarder judge panel, the community's favorite based on an open vote, which I hope you participated in. If not, I'm kind of disappointed in you. But anyway, and the last one is the overall prizes based on the combined scores of mapper and storyboarder judging panels. With the grand prize, the best submission will be included in all new installations of Laser. That's kind of a big deal. As of today, the results are finalized, so here's what's going to happen on this stream. We're going to cycle through each of the top 8 submissions one by one, showcasing the expert difficulty from start to finish, followed by commentary from myself, some of the map or storyboard creators, and my co-host, which you can see in the top right over there. They are both coincidentally Pokemon. That was just not planned. Hello. Start with Miss Magius. How are you doing today?
Hello everyone. Thank you. I'm doing fine. So I'm Ms. Magus. I was previously known as Blue Dragon, as you may know. I'm a mapper, I'm a player, and it's been quite a long time since I've been both. And I was one of the mapping judges for this contest, and I've seen some really cool stuff so far. And I can't really wait to show you the results.
Awesome. And our other co-host is someone who it's interesting way of being a host. They're also a participant. This is Mao. Hello, Mao.
Hello, I'm Mao. I've been NAT for quite a few years, not anymore though, and I'm also a mapper. And as Pishi already said, I'm a participant in this, and I have no idea what the results of this are. So I'm just as excited as you are.
Excited and nervous, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know we all want to get into the results immediately, but there's some honorable mentions I want to go through before we actually do that. So first, I don't know if it's changed. There we go. First, I'd like to mention that there's a few teams that didn't make it into the top 8. The top 8 are the ones we're showcasing today. Their submissions, which you're looking at right now, are pretty solid despite not making the cut, and yeah, that's kind of it. I just wanted to show them at least briefly on stream because everyone put a lot of effort into this, and if you do go to the wiki page, which can be linked in chat at any point, you'll be able to actually play these maps and see for yourself that they're cool. Anyway, second, I'd also like to make a shout out to another team. This team made they made it's so disappointing because they made a map. It's an awesome map, but they used the wrong version of the song. They used a really old version from 2016 or something. The map is still really cool, so I hope you can go play it. It is uploaded. I don't think it's on the Triangles wiki page, unfortunately, but you can just search it. If you search Triangles, you'll find it, and you search the usernames down there. And lastly, one final shout out is this submission that wasn't actually submitted for the contest. The creators, they never finished the expert difficulty, but the storyboard is phenomenal. So it kind of sucks to see this outcome, but you can still check out the map yourself if you're interested in the full thing. It has a very interesting story. Anyway, I think that's enough stalling for now. There's a lot of cool entries in this, and we want to go through all the top 8 and make them as we want to give them the credit they deserve. So yeah, I'm sure all the teams are anxious to see their rankings. Mao, Miss Magus, any final words before we proceed here?
Yeah, let's go. All the maps I've seen are so great, and I can't wait to actually see all the rankings.
Yeah, for me, it felt like a really important thing to help decide what would be one of the most well-known maps in the future. And all the entries had something really special to them, which made it even harder for me. Hopefully people will be happy with the results, but honestly at this point I'm just happy to see how far this game has come and how much it keeps evolving. And these maps are the definitive proof of that. And let's go, I guess.
Very sentimental. Yeah, let's do it. Let's start with number 8 in the community vote.
Welcome to us.
Hello. So there we go. So before we actually get really into this, I want to sort of explain the layout of what you're seeing here. We're going through each entry based on the community vote, which is the lower number here. This one got number 8 of 8 maps in the community vote with 54 total votes, which is less than Labor of Love because in this this contest we actually force people to play one map from every submission in order to vote. Regardless. Above that is the judges section, which shows both the mapper and storyboarder panel's decisions. Overall, this map got number 7 out of 12 because there were 12 total submissions. And yeah, so Ms. Magus, I think you had something to say about this map, right?
Yeah, so as a player, I really like the movement showcased. The only thing that really threw me off was the rhythm usage, but it still clearly shows a lot of mapping skills, and the sliders are really cool looking. Even though some of the faster, like the ones with the reverse, they might throw players off a bit, but it's still like one of the coolest, clean looking entries, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it's also interesting. This is the first, like, the only entry that was made by one person. Like everyone else had a full team of like 4 mappers and maybe 1 or 2 storyboarders, but this one was just Kuyusu, who is an elite mapper, by the way. He's like won monthly Beatmapping Contest 3 times in a row or something. Yeah, he's very, very capable. He did a lot of very cool triangle related patterns. Anyway, I'm going to pull him in to talk with us. Unless, Mao, do you have anything to say before you do that?
I can just second what Miss Maggie has said. Like, I played the map today, and the only thing that threw me off a little were those very fast sliders. But I also had a lot of fun playing it. It was a very nice experience.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to drag him in now. Kuyusu, hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
They can hear you, yeah. So I was going to ask, or I was going to say, actually, not even ask. I wanted to congratulate you. I believe this was Pepe's favorite entry.
Well,
Just
at least something.
It is definitely something. I think it is actually really cool to have that sort of, I don't know, that thing to redeem. Anyway, why did you go with one person on your team? That's what I'm most curious about.
Well, I wanted to invite Kamachi Baka to my team, but he told me he's already got into the other team, so I just mapped the whole thing solo. Because I have no choice.
Mao, did you have a question for him? I believe you did.
Yes, I did. I wanted to ask, since you made most of the set except for the storyboard yourself, what was your favorite part making the set? Like, what difficulty? Do you have like anything specific you really enjoyed?
I don't know. Well, I enjoyed mapping this idea with different angles, triangles. Like, there's a yellow part for 120 degrees triangles, green for 90, blue for 60, and purple for 30, and so on. And then when KI starts, it's all mixed up together. So yeah, it was fun, I guess.
Cool.
I really enjoyed working with the pictures. This guy is really cool. It was really comfortable to work with him. Like, how he easily understands what I want and how he applies his own ideas to it. So yeah.
I think that was something that was actually cool. Both of you sort of coordinated. So whenever he had the like super thin isosceles triangles, your map was like all isosceles triangles, and when he did the fat triangles, you did the exact same thing. I don't think any other entry like did that sort of coordination exactly. That was cool though. Anyway, any final words? Any shout-outs while you're here?
Not really.
Well, I'll take it. Okay. Thank you for coming on. We're going to get on to the next entry then.
Okay. Bye.
Have a good day, Kirisu. Anyway, let's get on to the next entry.
Welcome to us.
Nice. Hello. Well, that was an upstart. It was very cut off guard there. But overall, they got number 6, and they got number 7 in the community vote. This was an entry that was made by a team that's almost fully participated in our last large contest, Labor of Love. I believe this is all Brazilian participants, and Ms. Magus, you said something about them getting community feedback, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen, I'm part of the Brazilian mapping server, even though I don't really talk much there. And, they are really hyped. When the results, not the results, but rather, when they submitted the map, they showed people and everyone was really hyped. And, to give feedback and stuff like that. And it really shows how much love and how much work was involved in the map. And besides, it's not just hard work, but you can see just the mapping skill involved, how complex it is with all the slider art. The KI is just mind-blowing. The only thing that I felt weird was the sliders, you couldn't really tell them which direction to go, at least in the normal client. I don't know how it looks in laser, but at least in the stream it looked nice. But other than that, it's just mind-blowing. It's a really good-looking entry. The statics and everything just is very well put together. And I really like it overall.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this entry as well. Especially when there's chromatic aberration in the storyboard, they also color hexed it and it just fits so nicely. Also just seeing it with the skin on the stream right now made that really pop, the color hexing. And I also really enjoyed playing it.
Awesome. I have a question for one of the creators, so I'm going to drag him in right now. Mout. How do you pronounce your name? Mout.
Hello.
Hello. I'm curious, how do you pronounce your name? This isn't my question. I just want to know.
Well, it's exactly like Mao, but with a T. We can just in the end. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
They're the same.
you are the same. So I was going to ask, were you part of the Labor of Love team last year?
No, I was not. But I was really close to them. They talked to me every time. they didn't ask feedback, but they were always like saying, "Oh, we are having trouble," but it was kind of funny to hear their stories from the last year.
So I was curious, like, because they were a team that worked really hard last year, minus you, I suppose. I think Neuronia wasn't in last year either, but regardless, I'm curious, like, how much of their experience last year affected like what they did this year, if you even know.
I'd say quite a lot. They were trying like really hard this year. They said like, oh, we want to win, so we're gonna try to do our best to win. That's it. I think the main problem with these years, like I really like the way it turned out in the end, but the main problem was like we didn't have like much of organization itself. It was quite. We had some troubles like trying to meet the expectations in the dates. I'd say.
I see, deadline stuff. Gotcha. Damn. Well, I think your entry was still really cool. Like, even if you got 7th in the community vote, it was still like, you have an amazing entry. I think the problem is everyone had really, really good entries. So trying to compete with everyone, it's very hard.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's like that. I in the end, I really liked the result, even though it wasn't like, for example, my best. I speaking just for myself, but it wasn't my best. But I really liked the result and the way we came together as a team.
Well, if there's a contest like this next year, I hope to see you guys participating, because you guys are like a constant solid force within these like giant team tournaments or team mapping tournaments. Yeah, thank you for coming on. Do you guys have any other questions, Ms. Magius?
I don't have really a question, but I just want to compliment for the entire work with like how united the Brazilian mapping community is, and how you guys put out such a great product. Even if it's hard to get everything organized in time, it's still, I just want to compliment for that.
Thank you. It's really good. I think there's only one other like country that does things like that, like Russia. They like keep trying to do teams with just like people from their nationality. I think it's more often like a language barrier, because the game is quite popular here, and there are a lot of people that don't speak English, and it's kind of hard like to engage socially with these people. So I kind of have like these two cores of people that like are quite good, quite like huge, but doesn't speak the language to social participation in the world, I think.
Yeah, I think this year we had there was a whole Chinese team as well, so they probably fit into the same idea that you're talking about.
Yeah. I forgot about the Chinese. Their intro was really good.
Yeah, I think we'll get to it.
Yeah, I mean, just before Fishy Fat ends, like, the whole thing about Brazilian mapping scene is that one of the PMs I received the most in the OSU website and just overall is Brazilian people asking me to help them with mapping and stuff, because they tried to watch Fishy's videos, but they were all in English and they couldn't understand, and they wanted me like to translate the videos or something like that. So there are a lot of Brazilians interested in mapping and getting into mapping. So it really gives me hope for a future where more people just show up in these contests with Brazilian teams and stuff. But yeah, that's all.
Well, thank you for coming on, Mount. Let's move on to the next entry.
Welcome to us.
All right, so that was number 6. Overall, number 5, though. Very impressive mapping, according to the Mapper Judge panel. And yeah, Mal, Miss Magus, what do you think about this?
I guess, yeah, okay, I'll start this time.
Yeah, start.
So this one, for me, it was really good as a map. It was just... the highlight for sure is the Tetris section with the Tetromino sliders. It's something that hasn't really been done before, or if it has, it hasn't been done to this much like fidelity. And it also, like, shout outs to Dorshada's sliders, because we all know it is a very common trope in the mapping community.
So many judges, they just were like, don't put the Dorchada sliders. We've seen too many of them. Anyway, continue, sorry.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's like, I mean, they're good. They fit the map. They're fine. But my only complaint about this map, like, not even a complaint really, but where are the triangles? Because the map is amazing. The map looks really cool. It plays really well. I just felt like the triangle submission didn't really have many triangles. But other than that, it was one of the most enjoyable entries for sure.
Yeah, I really liked the entry as well. It was a lot of fun to play, and I really liked the sliders. Like especially in the con section.
I have a question for the 2 mappers who are waiting in the chat room here. I'm going to drag them in. Chris, Evil, hello.
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 Hi. So, I was curious. Okay, this is going to sound offensive. I don't mean to be offensive at all. I'm going to say is, I feel like you were in a relatively newer generation of mapper compared to a lot of the other people who have participated. And I'm thinking, when you saw like the people you were competing against, were you like concerned that they're all like veterans and things would be really hard because of that?
Well, in my case, I was confident, even though I don't think I'm the best Baba reverter. But yeah, I was thinking that it was gonna be an enjoyable contest, even though we didn't win anything or something like that. We enjoyed participating each other, creating the map, creating the storyboard, modding itself. It was a nice experience overall.
Glad to hear it. It's awesome to hear that, because especially like everyone puts so much effort into these, and objectively, because it's a contest, not everyone can win. But it's awesome to hear that people just enjoy the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Mel, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question as well. So where did the inspiration for the Tetris grid mapping section come from? Because it's like more a square thing, but it still kind of fits the theme. So where did that come from?
Oh god. We expected this question actually. It's kind of silly because it's just, we saw the part where we did the Tetris concept and it sounded a little chiptune, and I said, hey, this is chiptune, we should just do some Tetris or that kind of thing, and just everyone agreed, so we just did it. That's basically it.
It's an interesting storyboard concept that a lot of people try to recreate other games in storyboards. I don't know why that's become such a popular thing. Anyway, Miss Magus, did you have anything to say to this group?
I mean, my question was exactly about that. I loved the Tetris section, but I didn't really understand why. But at the same time, like, you don't have to understand. It just looks good, so it doesn't really bother me at all.
Oh, I have the response for that. We were listening to the song, and people thought that section sounded like a chiptune song. So we thought that was a good idea to include the Tetris into that.
Well, I will say you were not the only one who thought that it was a chiptune sort of sound and put an ancient video game in there. We'll see that one up soon. Anyway, thanks for coming on, guys. Let's the next entry then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to us.
There it is, number 5 in the community vote. This was an interesting one. The storyboard had a very clear story. It was we were going from stable, which was circles, to triangles, planet triangles, through some very weird. The impression I got was that memes were what were able to transfer from circles to triangles. That was the idea of the storyboard. But anyway, about the map, Miss Magus, you had something to say about that, right?
Yeah, so this was actually one of my favorite maps from the contest. I believe I placed it, in my judging sheet, I had it last second. And that was probably mostly player bias because it's such a straightforward entry that it still manages to apply the concept really well. And the movement of the map makes it just so fun. It might not be the most mapping-wise complex entry, but it gets a pretty high score to me because it's just such a fun map and it's still really well made. And yeah, I mean, I have a question for later, but still gotta wait for the mappers to come in. So if Mal has anything to say.
Yeah, okay. Things to say. So I think just looking at this map doesn't do it any justice because I think this is a map that needs to be played. It's so much fun to play this map, it's insane. And I really like how it uses only linear sliders and reinforces the triangle theme with that, and it's just, I think it's a really cool map.
Yeah, I agree. This was I believe the easiest map of all the submissions as well, which might have tanked it in the mapper panel to some degree, but anyway, I'm going to bring in the mappers. Talk to them. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Miss Magus had a question for you.
Yeah. So I noticed that in the storyboard, I think the difficulties, I'm not sure which one right now, but different difficulties had different colors in the triangle ship. And I wanted to know what was mostly the point of that, if it was just to make the diffs different or if there was any other intention.
So the colours were actually to give credit because a lot of these difficulties were collabs. The rockets and stuff are colour coded to the mapper that maps those sections.
Oh yeah, that's actually really clever. That's a clever way to see it.
Yeah, and I think they are the colors from the sort of standard OS website design. So I'm also kind of trying to connect it to the game a little bit.
Yeah, my first thought it was that it was related to like each difficulty had a different color, but then some had the same, and I was really confused. So that's why I'm asking.
Might be a little bit confusing because we did base the colors, as Selectus says, off like the official colors on the website. Is Selectus mapped to the easy, so it was assigned green. I mapped to the normal, so it was assigned blue. 2 mapped to the hard, so it was assigned orange/yellow. I can't remember which color it is exactly. And then in the top diffs, because like they were mostly collabs, then the colors kind of all combined together.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And again, it looked really cool to me. It was one of my favorites, so you get imaginary bonus points for that.
Happy to hear.
But yeah, if Mao has anything to say as well.
Yeah, I have a question. Well, not a question relating to the map, but to your team name, because you're Ultra Iced Tea. I was curious, what's your favorite iced tea flavor?
Personally, my favorite flavor is apple.
I like mango.
It's actually also kind of funny because we had in the original submission, of course, it was anonymized. We didn't have names in there. We had fruits, and the fruits were actually based off flavors of iced tea.
Oh my god, that's so cool!
So the Haita, who had a section on the Insane, had strawberry iced tea, and Insane, of course, is red.
Nice.
I don't have a question, but I just want to say, like, props for having, I think so far it's the first, like, proper story-driven storyboard. Because everyone else has sort of went for, like, a spectacle kind of design, but yours, it was spectacular in its own way, but it was also, like, had a very clear idea of, this is the beginning of the story, this is the middle, this is the end. It did something.
Thank you. When we first originally heard the contest and put our team together, one of the first things we thought of is how the map could have a triangles theme and the storybook could have a triangles theme, but not just that, is how they could both tie together. There is, of course, the judges probably picked up on it, like the Control A gimmick of a negative space triangle in the center, because that's something which can be consistent throughout all difficulties. Because of course, putting triangles in an easy is forbidden. But we also wanted to use that negative space to create a focus on certain elements in the storyboard. So of course no objects would overlap in the middle, where we wanted a player to be able to kind of see the storyboard whilst playing the map at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean, in general, He-Man just did a really great job of coming up with all the ideas. Haita kind of tried to give him also some ideas throughout the process, etc. They kind of worked a bit together, and result. I mean, it's pretty nice, if I might say so.
Yeah, I'm really happy with what they managed to pull off.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, guys.
Okay,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having us.
We're going to go on to the next entry then. We're halfway through, actually.
Welcome to us.
there we have it. A very community-oriented storyboard this time. What are your thoughts, guys?
So one of the things I said when I judged this, like I'm not a storyboard judge, so I'm gonna talk more about the map. So one of the things I said was that a good gimmick for me is something that makes you go, wow, this is genius. I didn't really realize at first. Because you're so immersed in the fact that a map is just so fun to play by itself. And then you realize the gimmick and it blows your mind. And this is how I felt at the first KI section. That is like, the movement is entirely triangular. And I mean, when you look at it, it's obvious, but while you're playing, it's just like, oh, this is a fun map. And then you look at it again and, oh, wow, this is really cool. So overall, it's just really good. It's one of my favorites. And it has really good use of slider tools and all the stuff you can do with that. My only really small complaint is that the Insane Diff was kind of a reading map, but at the same time it didn't really play well as a reading map. But like when you look at the extra, it's just like, this is good mapping showcase, and this is what really made the map interesting to me. And yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, I really liked the map as well. When I first looked at it, I was like, well, I like to play the chorus, but when I played it, I was like completely immersed in it, as Ms. Maggie has already said. And I really like the storyboard as well. At the beginning, how all the like different contributors to the set are displayed is just really, really cool. And they definitely know their target audience with the storyboard. I think the chat just went crazy. I haven't read it, but I just heard the reaction and it was really cool.
Yeah, I have a question about the storyboard for the mappers, so I'm going to bring him in. Hello, guys.
Hey.
Hello. So I was curious. Schmicklack, you were like the team lead for Labor of Love last year. What do you say?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you had a similar sort of design philosophy with like your submission. You wanted to make something very community oriented, and you went with the same sort of idea here. Was your goal to sort of appeal to the community vote with this? Just out of curiosity.
I'd say it's more about making the set being more how do you say it in English? More interesting for the community itself, and also I would like to make new players be able to see what OSU is about and see what kind of bitmaps they can play and so on. But actually, this year it was not really my idea, but I think we came out with this one together.
I see. I'm also wondering. Oh, sorry. Were you gonna say something?
No.
Okay. I was curious. Last time you were like the main storyboarder as well. This time though, PantyDev took over. So was a lot of this like PantyDev's creative direction, I guess?
Yeah, I did not have a lot of time to participate in the creation of the storyboard itself this year, so PantyDev took it, and I gotta say that he did an incredible job, and it's probably my favorite one over all storyboards in the game.
Yeah, this was actually one of my favorite entries as well. I think like you really emphasized the triangles more than a lot of other teams did, which shouldn't be something that is stand out, because that's the whole theme of this thing. But a lot of teams didn't really do much with triangles specifically. You guys did though, so that's cool. Now with Magus, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, what was said is pretty much what I agree with, that it just focuses so much on the triangles, and at the same time it doesn't really feel intruding. It's something that just shows up in the map pretty much, and you play it, it's fun, and you see, oh, there was a triangle there, and you just start looking, and everywhere there's a triangle. So that's something that's really a cool feeling for me when playing a map, especially gimmick ones. So that's it for me.
Yeah, I also agree with that. I really like it when the triangles are not like in your face, but you can feel them in the map. Like there's like this intricate structure of triangles that's in there but isn't like just a punch in your face, essentially.
Cool. I don't have any specific questions, so I think we'll go on to the final 3 entries. Thank you so much, Perovsky and Schmicklak, for coming here, though.
Thank you too.
Welcome to us.
And there we have it. This one, number 3 in community vote, but number 1 in the storyboarder panel, meaning the winners of this, the storyboarders in this actually get a very important prize. I have a funny story with this one, actually. So when I was, this contest ended right around the time when COE started. So I was in Europe when all the submissions were finished. And I was staying at Mao's house, and Mao was talking with other competitors in the Triangles contest. They said, I believe it was this group that said they did their whole storyboard in last week or something like that. Was that true, Mao?
I think it was the map they did in the last.
Oh, it was the map. So the storyboard was high effort. Okay.
Yeah, I think they put most of the effort into the storyboard. It's what I thought. It's gossip. Let's put it that way.
I see. Well, I mean, if that's true, it still paid off. The storyboard was magnificent, and the storyboard judges, we had a whole panel of 9 storyboarders, and they all basically thought this was top tier. So, congratulations to them. Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on the map?
So, I mean, the storyboard, everyone knows that it's amazing, and I'm not really a storyboarder, so for me, I'm going to talk about the mapping again. And for me, this is definitely the top tier entry, considering mapping knowledge and the inner workings of making a map represent the song and how complex it can be while looking nice, and it showcases that for sure. But the player side of my brain felt like, oh god, another slider spam map. It's such a well-made map, and it looks so amazing, but it's one of those maps where you play it and you miss every single slider end because it's not even worth it trying to follow the sliders. So, for me, it was kind of hard to play it, but at the same time, you just can't say it's not a great map. It's such an amazing map. It's really well mapped, and it showcases how much mapping has gone and evolved over the time. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, you basically just took the words out of my mouth. And yeah, I can just agree. The map itself is really cool, but as a player, I wasn't that into it, but I really like the use of triangles in this one. Like, this one doesn't just use equilateral triangles, but all sorts of like squashed ones and stretched ones, and it's just a very nice showcase that there's more to triangles than triangles with just the same sides.
I'm going to bring in the storyboarder and the mappers, and we're going to talk for a bit. Fisky, Venerable Nyanta, how are you doing?
Hey,
Hello.
hello. How's it going?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Or well, I'll say thank you for Nyanta and Tommy. Yes, you done a good job.
I'm kind of shaken right now. Like, it's hard to believe.
Did you expect to win this storyboard portion?
Not really, especially like after seeing like the other storyboards that were actually pretty good. So, yeah, this is a really nice surprise.
What was your like approach with the storyboard? Because you had a very clear like theme, I want to say.
So I kind of like already thought about it. You did say before that we were a team that made the storyboard kind of in the last week, and this is actually true because like the contest came in at a very unfortunate time for me because like with exams and being away from home for vacation and stuff. So we kind of did it in the last 5 days, and we really like took advantage of those 2 extra days. So yeah, it was pretty tight. But for the approach, we kind of went in with the mindset of like being our self-judges and trying to know like what a judge would look like in a storyboard like this. So like the technical side, the creative side, like just having overall like really solid basics, like really solid composition, color choices, and trying to have like the most interesting ideas we could come with in the short amount of time. So yeah, that was our approach.
Very cool. So I'm glad your 5-day storyboarding spree actually worked that well.
Thank you.
Nice. Anything else you guys have to say?
I just want to say congrats, because it's really good effort and it paid off. So great job.
If I may add, I want to give like a big shout out to Tommy. Like we really worked together and like he complimented me like really well. And yeah, it's kind of a shame he can't be here right now. But yeah, shouts to Tommy and shouts to Fiski's Cup and Fanzen for the amazing mapping.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know we're really focused on the storyboard here, but I really do like the mapping too.
Thank you.
Anyway, thanks for coming on, guys. We're going to get to the submissions now.
Welcome to us.
There we go. This is the runner-up for the Triangles contest. Overall number 2 and community vote number 2. This was a special one. This was like, I think no other submission had any storyboard similar to this whatsoever. This one had completely original artwork all the way through, and like had a proper story going from. It had characters and DJ Peppy. Everyone loves DJ Peppy. What are your guys' thoughts, Mao? How do you feel, Mao? You made this map.
I'm fine.
Okay.
It's like it's the outcome that I expected. So I'm like that sounds arrogant, but it's more of the outcome. I know the winner is the one.
So as for me, like, I'm glad I'm not one of the storyboarding judges, but because you look at the storyboard and you know it's an offy work, and it's just like the storyboard is amazing. Of course, it's really cool. As for the map, the structure of the map itself makes you really feel like Devious Panda. It has all the slider goodness and the structuring that you'd expect from this team, and like it's just very comfortable to play, at the same time very challenging. The structure is very well maintained and everything looks and plays nice. The only bit that bothered me a bit was the 1/8 sliders in the top div, that the snapping is so quickly that it kind of becomes a bit uncomfortable to play, because new players are just gonna look and be like, oh wow, I can't play this sucks. But like for me, I liked it. The entire map felt really nice to me, and it's a really nice way to just look at all the also lore in the storyboard, and just overall really good map.
Well, I presume you don't have comments because you made this, so I'm going to drag the other 2 mappers in here.
Maybe I have questions for the other mappers.
Maybe you do. Devious Panda, Duck Mask. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
So, I have lots of questions about the storyboard. First, what was the split between like who drew what?
Oh, so definitely, I definitely designed I designed the characters for the little chibi mascot versions, and most of the like close-ups and the like the group drawings that I managed to do, and then Nafi helped out with some of the extra drawings here and there when I was getting a little too overwhelmed with the work. But yeah, she helped clutch with some of the drawings, and luckily we're both got that skill to draw pretty similarly.
Yeah, I think this is like a really cool entry just because no one else took the time to actually draw stuff. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
The other thing I was going to ask was, what is, from your words, what is like the story that's going on here?
Oh no. I can go the cheap route and say it's up to you.
I mean, I have an idea, but I want to know from the creator. The author knows best.
What if I ask, what is your idea first before I answer?
Okay, well, thinking back to it, there's the Mania mascots who were like, we're gonna control whatever's going on with these other mascots. So Pepe was lonely, met Yuzu, then they met Mocha, and then they started dancing. I don't really know. That's where I get confused.
Okay. So you pretty much kind of... Oh my god, sorry. Oh, so you pretty much kind of got the gist of it. So they're more of one of the suggested interpretations is that the Mania twins are there. We're joking about them being impulse spenders, so they just have this magic ball. They got some tickets. They're like, oh darn, we have no food.
Yeah, because they spent so much on all that they forgot to buy themselves food, right?
Yeah.
So then they trade the tickets to the club in for the food because there was the whole Apple thing that goes through, you know. And
Yeah.
and so then they become friends, you know.
Become friends, yeah. You trade the tickets for your food. We both win. We'll have a happy little party with DJ Peppy.
I mean, this is why I wanted to hear from you, because this is creative is the way I'll put it. Okay.
I actually have a question for Pishi in this one.
I didn't make it. Okay.
What was Peppy's reaction to DJ Peppy?
Oh, I don't know. Peppy's in chat. Peppy, what was your reaction to seeing yourself as a DJ?
I do have a funny story about this one. So Dark Mask drew Peppy right at 3 a.m. right, and we had to explain to her in voice call that Peppy was bald because she drew him with hair, and like she absolutely broke from it because we didn't realize that it was the wrong version of Peppy that we drew, but it still works, you know. It's
recognizable. It's still him. He couldn't keep it.
I'm sorry, I had to say it. I'm sorry. It was so funny though at the time.
Oh no! Oh no!
Depending on the month or year. Okay.
Oh my god, it works out then.
You have a seasonal Peppy in this.
My jaw is actually hurting from laughing.
Anyway, anyone else have comments before we continue here? This was great though.
My only comment is like, what has this become?
I do want to say that the map that is ISM next, I am glad that we lost because it is amazing, right? And I think that if we were going to lose to a map, then this one, I think it really deserves it, you know? So.
Yeah, I agree completely with that statement.
Very sweet words for the next map. Speaking of.
Oh,
sorry. If you have one more thing to say, go for it.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to also thank Nafi for getting the work. Not only offering to work on the storyboard with her, but yeah, just being a really great teammate for working on the storyboard. She helped out so much with me, and I had a lot of fun. I'm glad. I just wanted to thank her for that.
Nice. Recover from COVID, Nafi. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for coming on, guys. We're gonna get to the last entry then.
Welcome to us.
there we have it. The top entry both in the community vote and according to judges for the Triangles contest. This entry is like, it's just so cool. Everything about it screams laser. What are your guys' thoughts before I continue here?
So yeah, I was talking to Pishi before, and I feel like the main reason why this is both the community winner and the mapper winner is just like it picks up the laser feel. It just screams laser. It feels like an official map, and that's why you can't just say it can't be included with laser. It's just it applies it not just into the storyboard and the map itself. The aesthetics, the mapping being high quality, and it still feels straightforward at the same time. It just excels at everything. It was my first place when judging, and it seems like a lot of people agree with me. So yeah, this is just amazing.
Yeah, I think like I want to say maybe half the judges had this as their top submission, which is pretty intense for a mapping contest like this with like 10 judges. Anyway, Mao?
Yeah, I think I've already said it. I'm basically glad that we lost to this because I think all the mappers on this team are so hardworking and talented that it's just you can really feel it in the map. The map is just amazing, even though it like performs the thing that I complained about a little earlier about triangles being in your face. But I just think the sheer creativity of the triangles being in your face is just so good in this one. It's so well executed.
Like I literally have no complaints about this map. Everything just seems so perfect. Now this would be the point where we drag in some of the mappers to talk, but unfortunately none of them were available. So last night instead, I had a talk with Chaos Litz, and we can play that now. Just a very short interview.
Hello?
Hello. This is going to be kind of weird because everyone else being interviewed knows exactly like what they scored, but then for you, it's like you get to get interviewed before, so this will be very interesting. Anyway, what was your goal with the like world travel theme of the storyboard?
Our goal of the storyboard is to introduce the newer players that also is a game that have lots of people from different places around the world, since we know that the entry will be bundled with laser if we want. So we have this idea for our storyboard.
I never would have thought that to be the reason why, but that makes a lot of sense, and that's an actually interesting way of putting that. Anyway, the big question, which I think this question is just funny when you don't know what you placed. So when all the teams uploaded their maps, what was your reaction to the competition?
We actually did expect there will be lots of high quality entries for this contest, but we are still very surprised that every entries are unique and have their own way to present the triangle theme music to the audience. And I can't say our entry is the best, but we are really satisfied with it since we did spend lots of time on the entry.
I'm curious, if you had to say like a top three, what would your estimate for the top three be?
Might be Fisky teams, Devious Panther teams, and maybe our team. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Oh yeah, okay. Good to have your speculation.
Wait, so they will be revealed tonight?
Yeah,
right.
like at 2 a.m. for you or whatever it is. Regardless, this is good. I'll edit this right now, and then I'm gonna head to sleep for myself because it's 11 o'clock here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Good night.
I just love how he somehow thought he somehow got the exact order right for the top three. It's just so perfect. But yeah, this has been the Triangles beat mapping / storyboarding contest. I'm very happy with the outcome here. I don't know about you guys. What are your guys' last thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, as a judge, I said it in the introduction, like every single entry had something to it. something unique and something interesting. Nothing really felt rushed or anything. It was just pure love from the community, and that's what. That I don't want to get too emotional or whatever, but this really feels like how much also has evolved as a community and mapping and storyboarding and everything. So I'm just really proud of everyone who participated.
Yeah, I'm also really happy with the outcome for my team, but also for everyone involved, to be honest, because I feel like this was a great celebration of mapping. Everybody just came together, made really cool maps, and I think almost every team here deserved to win or place highly in this. It was just such a competitive competition, and it's just great to see all these cool maps.
Couldn't put it better myself. That is like, I think that's what I love the most about this kind of giant team contest. Everyone collaborates on stuff that's just very, very cool overall. And yeah, I'm happy to see how it turned out. Anyway, we're going to have the like full detailed results for all the people who want to see all the judges' scores and whatnot out later today, I believe. I still have to write the news post, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Should be out very soon, though. All the judge compilation stuff is ready. But anyway, thank you all for watching the Triangles beat mapping contest. We'll see you maybe sometime next year for another team contest. We'll find out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for like everything, for letting me participate and just overall everything. And again, congratulations to everyone involved. And this was really cool to participate in. And that's it for me.
Yeah, thanks for hosting this. It was so much fun to just like, I quit also basically before this and just came back to enter it because it's just so much fun to enter in these team contests with people you love to work with, and it's just, yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Sounded like your team had a very fun time, Mal.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't do it otherwise, would we?
I suppose, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone.